Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we took a little bit of a red day today, a little bit of a winner on LYC, a little bit of a loser on AUB, but that's okay. At the end of the day, it's a small red day, basically break even, but the real winners today are probably the brokers. So we're going to take a look at a swing that we took to the long side that we just started. So I do intend on adding on building this position. I want to talk through the risk management. I want to talk through the chart, the setup, the commodity, and so on and so forth. So I want to do sort of a semi-comprehensive guide, and I don't want to dive into like the financials and stuff like that, because this isn't what this trade is all about. It really is about momentum, holding support, managing the risk in case support is broken, and basically trying to get the best risk to reward that we can possibly get. Hopefully looking for something like 2.5 to 1, 3.5 to 1, somewhere in that ballpark. So let's get right into it. This is LIT, the lithium ETF in the US. Currently we're gapping down. We did hold this support level briefly. We did have a bit of a bounce across the market, so it's not just lithium. It's everything kind of did a bit of a bounce yesterday, but it looks like it might not be holding. So this support level was kind of weak. This sort of area, it looks more supported. So hopefully the ETF sort of just wicks down, touches it, and gets back up. That'd be ideal. And yes, that's pretty much the ETF right there, holding support or looking to hold support. And Vulcan is what we bought. So first things first, intraday. We ended up getting it 310. I tweeted when I bought it. A few minutes after I bought it, I think I tweeted about it. Said I was just going to do a nasty little long on Vulcan. And yeah, just nice little wick to the upside. Got to 317. So it like up 5 or 6 ticks into close, which is fantastic. A little bit of a buffer zone for if anything happens tomorrow that's particularly nasty, you know, if there's a huge sell down again. I mean, it saved us a couple of times. I mean, we bought, I think it was on this day, where it again rallied, gave us a buffer, sold down. No, sorry, it was this day here. We bought, and then it sold down heaps of a buffer. So it was fantastic. And again, we are just on an entry level position because the intent is to add on to this as it comes off. So we've got a starter position in case, you know, it's bottomed out, which, you know, it's not very likely, but I still want to get a starter in. And there's a few things I want to point out. Firstly is in 1 week, so 5 trading days, we have sold down 26% almost. So that's massive. That's a huge pullback. The next thing to note is that it is difficult to have 5 strong selling red days in a row. It's hard to sustain momentum to the downside without an obvious catalyst. And I don't recall there being a catalyst for Vulcan at the moment. So this is just based on the ETF, the commodity price and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's very difficult to sustain another red day. The other thing worth noting is volumes are pretty steady, pretty high, and the range of the candles are getting lower and lower and lower. So that tells you a couple of things. One is that there is buying support, or more buying to, I guess, dampen the sell pressure, if you will. Obviously it's still going down, but it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, the range, and you can see these bottoms are starting to wick as well, which is good to note on a short-term swing trade, because I'm not an investor. I'm here for a few days. You know, if I can hold it for a week and catch a big V-shaped recovery, sick. Am I expecting it? Nah, not really. Selling happens a lot quicker than buying does. So, you know, I think it's like 3 to 1. So for every 1 selling day, it can take 3 days to recover. That's, you know, there's a little bit of truth to that. So this is the support level here. We've got a couple of support levels. So this first white line is kind of around the $3 level. And then this has commonly come down to like 290 historically. So there's quite a few data points around the 290 level. And that's probably the most significant one, is this green support level here. And then the white one is kind of where it's a wick down, like a little bit of a fake out to the downside. So I do intend on adding on. I'd like to see an average if it does come off. You know, it'll be hard to come off if 6 or 7 days in a row. But God, that'd be sensational if we could come 7 days in a row red. Imagine the bounce on that thing. That'd be like a straight 15%er in 1 day probably. That'd be sensational. But yeah, I'm looking to size up. around 290 if I can get it. Maybe 295. That'd be ideal. So I'd probably end up with an average of something like 297, 298. That would be ideal. A couple of things to note about this plan, this idea, and this structure is don't be surprised if it, you know, kind of gets around this level, tries to hold, and then one day has a gap down and then a recover like this. You know, sure, I'll get stopped out most likely in this scenario. So in this scenario, if it gaps down, it gets stopped out, and if it goes green and gets right back into range, I would go full size without hesitation at around this sort of 288, 290 level. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe 292, something like that. Because this gap down, fake out back into range, I've talked about it before on EOS, and it monstered to the upside. I told you guys from $8 to 11 or 12 or whatever it ended up going to. It's just monstered to the upside. So that's one setup worth paying attention to, is the fake out into recovery. Yes, stop out is potential, but the recovery is sensational most times. So I'm keeping an eye out for that. I also do plan on adding at $3, $2.97, $2.90, so all the way down, right? Just several levels all the way down. Ideally, I'd like an average of 297 to 295. So let's just do 297. A stop out around 270. So looking at 9% risk and looking at maybe 20% reward. Now, this entirely depends on how the ETF goes. It depends on how fast the recovery happens as well, and if a recovery happens, how fast does it happen? And this trend line might be of some relevance. We'll see how that goes, but I would like to see a move back to this like 380 level would be fantastic. So from 297 to 380, that would be ideal. I wouldn't be chasing too much more than that. Again, it totally depends, right? I can't predict the future, but this is like the overarching plan, the idea, provided no catalyst comes along, stuff like that. This is just a general thought process behind the trade. So looking for 2.7 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which I think is perfectly fine. Especially buying at support. This thing, because it's lithium, I'm happy with it. And if it does break down, then God, I'm not going to short it, but the next level is quite a while away. If this support level breaks, then it is a long trek down. I think the sentiment in lithium is strong enough to hold up something like Vulcan. I'll have a look at PLS just real quick. Obviously a proper producer. Hell, even this looks really good. So a break and retest this kind of level. Sensational. Maybe a little bit higher here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I am probably going to be on the PLS train tomorrow if it gets anywhere near this 562 level. That is another setup. This will be perfect. This will line up with the LIT ETF, the support level there. Fantastic. This looks good. This is probably going to be a better, safer trade with less chance of fake outs and stuff like that. So 565, if we can get an entry there. God, 15-cent risk, 2.7%, 17%. Shit, this is real good. And here I am buying fucking Vulcan like a dickhead. Yeah, okay. Plans change, ladies and gentlemen. We're probably going to buy less Vulcan, more PLS. I was not planning on this, but it just looks too good. It looks too good. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, plans have changed. PLS is now on my radar for tomorrow. Alongside Vulcan, I'll still take Vulcan because the returns are probably going to be quicker, larger, all the good stuff. With more risk, of course. But I'll probably end up playing both. We'll see how lithium goes tonight, and I'll probably end up playing both. So, hope that was useful in some way, and I'll catch you guys later. Real briefly, here's the intraday of the last 5 days of the lithium spot price. Well, this is the Chinese, I forget which port, but this is the Chinese ETF. No, sorry, not ETF, spot pricing. It runs during our session in the Asia session, the Aussie session. And it still looks extremely healthy. Extremely healthy. So yeah, it's interesting that Vulcan and PLS are coming off while spot price is holding on. This is also another consideration to why I'm interested in buying lithium, because it's just the price of spot is holding on, so it's not collapsing alongside the the LIC ETF. And if you guys are sort of new, maybe you're in your first year or two of trading, whether it's short-term swing trading or day trading, if you're interested in a course that is end-to-end, I'm talking learning what a candle is all the way through to how to actually journal and how to structure and just how to structure your trading and how to progress as a trader. So the complete end-to-end, everything I know in 10 years, all the useful stuff, no fluff, all condensed into I think it's a 3.5 hour course. I released it about a year and a half ago. It's on wap.com/ASX. If you guys are interested, hit that up, and you get some free time in Discord as well. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.